Marketers and salespeople might be the ones to overthrow software engineers in the AI era. Wow. Okay, right off the bat, that is a massive, disruptive thought straight from our source material today. I mean, for the last 2 decades, right, writing code was basically the ultimate superpower. But what happens when literally anyone can generate code? The whole power dynamic shifts. It completely shifts over to the people who know how to ask the right questions, string the right tools together, and actually distribute the final product. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're moving way past the basics today. We're going on a journey from being just a casual AI dabbler to becoming a full-blown AI orchestrator. Because let's be real, an orchestrator doesn't just use a chatbot to, write a polite email. No, they build entire systems where multiple AIs are actively running their life, their business, and their daily workflows behind the scenes. So, here's our quick roadmap for the Explainer. First, we'll hit context over prompting, then building your AI stack, followed by automating the daily grind, industry-specific AI solutions, and finally, the future of film. Let's get right into it. Moving into part 1, context over prompting. To really level up to an orchestrator, we absolutely have to leave a certain popular buzzword in the dust. There is a huge fundamental distinction between prompt engineering and context engineering. Prompt engineering, trying to trick the AI with those perfectly worded, highly engineered questions, it's honestly becoming a bit over-celebrated. Context engineering, that's where the real magic happens. Instead of manually explaining your entire business context to a chatbot every single time, context engineering means literally giving the AI system secure access to your tools, your internet browser, and your private data so it can just figure the problem out itself. Now I know exactly what you're thinking. Giving an AI my private data? That sounds incredibly risky. No way. Well, the elegant solution to that privacy dilemma is local AI. Tools like LM Studio are a real game changer here because they let you download open source AI models and run them entirely offline. You're just using your device's own internal graphics card, your GPU, to process everything. So you can have an AI analyze your company's highly sensitive metrics, your private emails, or even your bank balances, and that data literally never, ever goes to the cloud. It stays trapped safely right there on your machine. Section 2, building your AI stack. Because once you actually understand context and security, you can start snapping different tools together like Lego bricks. A true orchestrator never just relies on one single AI model. They pick the absolute best tool for the specific job. Look at it this way. If you're doing creative writing, Gemini 3.1 often nails that natural human tone. But if you're building automated agents or writing heavy code, Anthropic's Claude or the open source Minimax 2.7 are absolute powerhouses for that. And if you need real-time perspectives and deep dive research, Grok is unparalleled, mainly because it's plugged directly into the Twitter firehose. It's all about assembling a specialized team. But hey, what if those specialists could actually talk to each other? That brings us to the Model Council, which is this incredible concept highlighted in our source, specifically looking at perplexity. Imagine feeding a raw business idea to an AI, but instead of just one model spitting back an answer, you spin up GPT, Claude, and Gemini all at the exact same time, and they actively debate the problem. Since every model has a slightly different architecture and internal bias, they literally force each other down different thinking paths until they finally coincide on a single, bulletproof, validated solution. It's basically like having 5 distinct, brilliant minds locked in a boardroom working just for you. All right, Section 3, automating the daily grind. Now that we have our specialized models and our council set up, how do we actually apply this to the messy reality of our everyday lives? Let's walk through a practical example of an AI executive assistant. This is a real functional workflow from the source material. Step 1, your AI agent is programmed to independently fire up your Google Chrome browser. Step 2, it physically scrolls through your custom Twitter feed, hunting for genuine, real-time industry updates, stuff that a basic Google search is never going to catch. And step 3, it filters out all the useless noise, removes the duplicates, and just drops a neat, crisp, bulleted summary right into your Slack channel every 3 hours. You get all the crucial industry alpha, and you never actually have to subject yourself to doom scrolling. Absolute win-win. And the secret ingredient making all that automation possible, it's something called MCP, or Model Context Protocol. Think of MCP as the ultimate VIP keycard. It lets your AI model walk freely into your other closed apps. It securely connects your AI to your Gmail, your Slack, or note-taking tools like Granola. It's the bridge that takes a passive chatbot and turns it into an active, proactive orchestrator of your whole digital life. Moving right along to Section 4, Industry-Specific AI Solutions. We've seen the personal workflows, but let's zoom out for a second. how is this high-level orchestration actually solving massive, complex bottlenecks across major global industries?
90%. Let that sink in. A staggering 90% of digital ad operations can now be entirely automated by AI. We're talking the whole shebang, from automatically scaling up budgets on ads that are crushing it to instantly duplicating and tweaking creative assets based on live customer reviews. The human marketer's job, it really isn't to push the buttons anymore. It's strictly to provide the high-level strategic vision that guides the AI while it does all the heavy lifting.
Let's pivot over to construction and real estate for a minute. One of the absolute biggest headaches in that industry is committing to a hard handover date for a customer when you're looking down the barrel of a 4-year build time. Well, AI predictive analytics is stepping in to solve this by cross-referencing massive external data sets. It doesn't just look at the blueprint, it looks at long-term weather forecasts, like will extreme heat reduce labor efficiency next July? It factors in upcoming election schedules, massive regional events like IPL cricket matches, and even past historical delay patterns. By orchestrating all of that chaotic data, builders can finally offer incredibly accurate, data-backed completion dates instead of just crossing their fingers and guessing.
But as AI enters more sensitive fields, we really have to pause and ask some hard questions. Like this one. Can we actually trust a generic voice AI to handle psychiatric patient triage? The source highlights this vital, thorny medical and ethical dilemma. If a psychiatric patient is asking an AI for advice, generic answers can be downright dangerous. I mean, telling someone, hey, it's okay to have a drink to relax, is fine, generic advice for most, but is completely catastrophic if the AI doesn't know that specific patient is a recovering addict.
So the solution here isn't a generic AI bot, it's highly localized context using something called RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation. Instead of using a public generic bot, developers are building completely secure closed-loop apps for individual psychiatrists. The AI is restricted. It literally only retrieves data from that specific patient's confidential history and the doctor's private notes. It provides deeply contextual, medically safe answers, which just proves once again exactly why context engineering is the future, not just prompting engineering.
Finally, Section 5, the future of film. For our last industry frontier, we're diving into a space where AI is fundamentally shattering the boundaries of technical possibility and human creativity.
We're not just talking about generating some goofy, glitchy 10-second video for social media anymore. True film professionals are looking at heavy-duty tools like Cdance 2.0. They're pioneering workflows that take highly compressed, standard 24 frames per second video and use AI to translate it into pristine, high-quality image sequences. They're upscaling the textures and color gradients so the footage actually holds up beautifully on a massive cinema screen. And to pull this off without crushing bottlenecks, the industry is shifting toward relying on localized GPU server racks, completely cutting out the lag and limitations of the cloud.
Which brings us to our ultimate takeaway for today. As the source material so powerfully puts it, if you want the wheel to move forward, the square has to cut its edges. The massive shift from just dabbling in AI to actively orchestrating it, it's already happening right now. So the question is, will you hold tightly to rigid traditional workflows, or will you cut your edges, adapt, and orchestrate your own future? Think about that for a bit. Thanks for joining this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.